This massive publicity stunt indirectly led to the deaths of 2 people and caused millions in property and environmental damage. So, what happened? Balloon Fest 86 was held in Cleveland, Ohio on September 27, 1986. Intended to be a harmless publicity stunt, the event's organizers were trying to set a world record by releasing 1.4 million balloons into the sky at once. A large net structure was built to contain all of the balloons. More than 2,500 volunteers helped with the monstrous task of filling up each individual balloon with helium. A crowd of over 100,000 people gathered downtown in anticipation of the balloon's release. When it looked like there was a rainstorm on the horizon, organizers decided to release the balloons earlier than anticipated, and at 1:50 p.m., all 1.4 million balloons rose up from Public Square and surrounded Terminal Tower. They'd surpassed the world record. The crowd cheered at the colorful display, which took up so much of the sky that the air was a multicolored blur. But it didn't take long for things to quickly head south. Organizers expected the balloons to eventually float down to the ground, but because of the rain and colder than anticipated weather, the balloons continued to float, drifting away until they clouded the sky in one big mass. Naturally, the sight caused many drivers to become distracted, and multiple accidents were cited in the area at the time. But the worst impact that Balloon Fest had on the surrounding area would be its impact on the Coast Guard's ability to find 2 men who had been reported missing that morning. 2 fishermen, Raymond Broderick and Bernard Sulzer, had gone out fishing on Lake Erie the day before the event. When they didn't return home the following morning, their families reported them missing, and the Coast Guard began to search the waters before their rescue attempts were ruined by the sudden influxation of balloons. "It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack," one of the authorities conducting the rescue mission later remarked. "You're looking for more or less a head or an orange life jacket, and here you have a couple 100,000 orange balloons. It's just hard to decipher which is which." The Coast Guard suspended its search 2 days later, and the men's bodies washed on shore shortly after. It's unknown if the 2 could have been rescued had the balloons not impacted the search. One of the fishermen's wives sued Balloon Fest organizers for $3.2 million, though it was later settled out of court for an undisclosed amount. Though the subsequent Guinness Book of World Records did acknowledge Balloon Fest 86 as the largest ever mass balloon release, Guinness no longer supports environmentally damaging stunts like balloon releases.